What's going on, you guys? Welcome to my channel. In this video here specifically, I'm going to be doing a full day of eating and a type of vlog. To start the video off here, I'm in my kitchen getting my pre-workout meal ready for the day. So basically what I'll be doing in this video is just walking you guys through a full day of eating for the current mini cut that I'm doing. And I chose to do a voiceover in this segment because, to be completely honest, in the morning I did not want to pick up the camera and vlog. So let's dive into the first meal. So for meal number one, we have a protein shake with an almond milk base and 30 grams of whey protein, 5 grams of creatine, half a scoop and a little bit more of pre-workout. And I always put pink salt into my pre-workout, right? Sodium is an essential mineral, especially for athletes, because sodium fuels muscular contractions, delivers nutrients, and aids in the recovery process. And guys, we want salt to be present because we lose salt when we sweat, sleep, breathe, and when we have muscular contractions. So start thinking about salt as a mechanism that opens the door for ourselves to receive nutrition. And as the primary fuel source before my training session, I've been having Rice Krispie treats. And guys, carbs fuel performance. Carbs turn into glucose, which equals glycogen, and every form of carb breaks down into glucose, which equals fuel. And we want fast-acting carbs because they're going to be readily available for our training sessions, which is why I'm choosing a Rice Krispie treat specifically. We don't want something that's going to take a long time to break down, because that energy won't be readily available for our training session if our body's spending all of its energy breaking it down. We want a food that's going to be ready to use as fuel towards our training session. And carbs initiate an insulin response that shuttles nutrients intracellularly, and that insulin takes what's in the bloodstream and pushes it into our cells to be used for fuel. So eat a Rice Krispie treat. All right, we are out for the day. Pre-workout routine done. Time to go to the gym. All right, you guys, and things have been pretty crazy recently. I actually had a super busy week. Long story short, been trying to hunt down a new car. I think I'll do a separate video on that. I kind of want to share some of the process of learning to buy a decent used car. But long story short, months ago, my car died, so it'd been a struggle without it. I won't get super deep into it here. Maybe I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour after the gym, but I absolutely love this car. It's a huge upgrade from the last car that I had. And again, I just learned so much about the actual process of buying a used car. Just to kind of set the context a little bit, I had done a lot of research going into this year. I had a feeling that the car that I had was gonna die. Done a lot of research, you know, also done a lot of I guess financial planning, you could consider it, or just learning about finances in general. I'll share more about this again, you know, for those of you guys who are thinking about buying your own car or anything like that. But I'm excited, honestly. I love it. It's a big step up. I'll be sharing more about this, but the most important thing that we can do right now is go crush this back day. I had a really good back day. Then I went grocery shopping. I have these groceries right here. I'll give you guys a little bit of a grocery haul once I get inside. I want to give you guys a quick little tour of the car too, just while I'm out here. It is raining right now, so I'm gonna do it quick, and then when it stops later, I'll come out and show you the stuff that I like. But here, let's do this real quick. This is the car. This is one of my favorite things. The back kind of opens up like this. So I do have a decent amount of space in here. But yeah, we'll get more into this later. I just need to get inside and eat, and I guess that's the point of this video is this is a full day of eating. So we will proceed with the full day of eating. Give me my shirt, bro. I honestly love this lunch, and it's super easy to make. And it's honestly super easy to change up to depending on your goals. When I was focusing on gaining muscle, I just wouldn't use the low calorie or low fat options, but now that I'm in a deficit, I opted for the low fat options, and honestly it doesn't taste any different. And what I try to do during lunchtime, since I work from home, is I always try to watch an educational video while I'm eating. I can't even tell you how much these videos have changed my life, and every time I do this on my Instagram stories, I try to share the video that I watch while eating lunch. Alright you guys, as promised, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a better tour of the car. So I'll start by just showing you the inside. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Again, not a car person, but this is just a car that I'm happy with. It's way nicer than the last car that I had. So I'll just start by showing you guys a little bit of the inside here. So the last car I had was a Volvo S60. It was an 03. This is a Toyota RAV4 09, so it's just a little bit more spacious, which is one of the first things that I like. Just from my point of view, you know, again, for a used car, like, it came relatively clean, which is always a plus, I would say. So this is kind of the front of it, right here specifically. Very important, the stereo system, or whatever the heck it's called, works pretty good. I just am waiting on, I still need to wipe some of this dust and all this shit off or whatever, but who cares about that, to be honest. I probably won't even do that. So still waiting on this. It looks like there's an aux cord here. I don't even know what this is. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about cars, but you know, it's relatively clean for a used car, which is nice. You guys know and probably can relate. I mean, in a week it'll probably be full of freaking bottles anyway, so just kidding. I'm gonna take care of this thing. But then we kind of turn around to the back. Got a little bit more room back here, or definitely a lot more room back here than the last car that I had. And I'll get out and show you guys this, but the trunk, there's a good amount of room in there too. And I actually really want to do a little bit of a video about buying a used car, because it was honestly a process. It was a process. It's important for me too to buy from somebody that I trust. You know, if you're making that investment, you're saving up money for months and finally giving that money to somebody, you know, you want it to be somebody that you trust. You want it to be somebody that you can do business with. And I had a lot of bad experiences over the past several months trying to do this as well. You know, I had one car where I took it to get inspected. That's one thing that I really recommend doing. You know, let's say you find a used car that you like. You know, let's say you're on Facebook Marketplace. That's a common place. You know, they list it, no rust, you know, perfect condition, blah, 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 blah. Well, a lot of the time for a used car, that just isn't true. You know, you're going to buy a used car, and more than likely it's going to need a little bit of work. This needs a little bit of work, but I did factor that into the price. But let's say that you buy a used car, you know, you just take their word for it, and all of a sudden the next week, or, you know, maybe you need to get it registered, right? You need to get registered, get it inspected, get all the sticker, all that bullshit. You need to do that, and then it doesn't pass inspection, and all of a sudden you need $2-3 grand worth of work because you didn't look before buying it. You know, that's going to massively affect the just your buying experience, kind of the value of the car and stuff like that too. So what I did every single time, I learned this from YouTube, and also my uncle's a mechanic, so I did have a good team of people. Shout out some of my friends as well, Granite State Media, for supporting me throughout this process as well. I did have a group of people, but long story short, what I learned to do was, let's say that I'm looking at a car here. I live in Milton, New Hampshire right now. So let's say I'm looking at a car here in Milton. There's a garage that I go to in Milton. So I would bring that car that I'm looking at to the garage in Milton, have them do a safety check, make sure they lift it to look for rust and all that type of stuff. And they would give me an honest opinion on if they think the car's worth it, because that third party place had no, you know, they had nothing to gain from me buying this. Obviously, if you add, like, if let's just say let's say I'm selling you a car, you know, it's like, hey, like, this car is in really good shape, but you can say that because, you know, I would just want you to buy it from me. But if you bring it to a third-party garage, they don't care. You know, they're just getting paid to do an inspection. It's relatively cheap, you know, maybe 60 bucks. And a lot of people don't do that, I learned. A lot of people just buy a used car based off looking at it because they don't want to spend the 60 bucks. But think about that. That's really stupid. It's like you wouldn't spend $60 to make sure that the thing you're paying thousands of dollars for is what you think it is. Because after looking at this, I did that to 4 or 5 cars. And I'm telling you, like, the cars were just absolutely messed up. You know, a lot of the cars, I was so happy I did that because Because had I not done that, I would have bought a car that was just a piece of junk. It looks okay from the outside, but what really matters is when they lift it up, look for the rust and all that type of stuff. So me yapping, let's move on with the car tour a little bit. What I really liked about this, that I thought was pretty cool, was how the back opens up right here. I don't know. What am I looking for? I don't know. In here, there's a little bit more storage. Can lay the seats down, obviously. I'll take it for a little bit of a drive to show you guys the trails that are super close to my house. Sometimes I do drive down to them even though they're super close. I know it's kind of lazy, but I'll take a drive down right now and show you guys the trails near my house. It's kind of dirty, but whatever. I wish I had the aux cord. It should be coming today. As you know, music is pretty much everything while you're driving, so I will show you guys the trail. Yeah, let's get driving, I guess. All right, so that's my house right there. This is gonna be where the trail is, so let's go down there. Just pull down here. Show you guys just how close to my house this actually is, because it's pretty sweet, honestly. But yeah, super happy with how this drives so far. I'm trying to think of how long the whole process took me to find this and, you know, settle on it. But guys, really the biggest thing, I know that I'm kind of talking in hindsight here, but the biggest thing with this is literally just not accepting, not settling. You cannot settle for just a piece of junk, right? You're a young adult, you saved up money, you know, this is important to you. The position I was in is like, okay, the first car that I had from high school, right, finally like shit the bed, and I needed something reliable. So this was like a purchase that I made on my own. Let's see, here we are. So here's the trail. Roll down the window, this is where it is in there. Yeah, and there's just a ton of trails that just wind around in there, go for a long time. He doesn't really care about playing games as much as him. He likes playing fetch. He just chases him. Hey, come here. What are you doing? Hey, come here. Come here, buddy. Come on, man. Come here. Great listening. What are we gonna do with him? What's going on, guys? Just realized I didn't record an outro to that video, but that was the last meal that I had last night. I think it was the chicken thighs and the protein shake. That's what a typical day will look like, you know, every single meal from first to last. I'd say the only thing that would change is gonna be those chicken thighs. Usually that might be an English muffin and some Greek yogurt with the shake instead. But funny enough, this morning was the first day, this is 4 days into the mini cut, that I actually woke up lighter. About half a pound down so far, halfway through the week. So guys, I want to say thank you for your time. Be sure to subscribe. I will be doing a YouTube video a week during this mini cut series. And as always, if you have any fitness or self-improvement related questions, drop a comment down below or feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram. Time to rinse and repeat, but peace, guys.